What? It was only a matter of time. Today we're going to cook a real pumpkin, a live pumpkin. That sounds terrible. Today we're going to cook a live pumpkin. I don't know, maybe there's a few people out there who have never actually cooked a real pumpkin to make their own pumpkin pies. Pumpkin doesn't always just come in a can, and I'm going to show you how. How many of you have ever cooked a real pie pumpkin before? I imagine a lot of you have, but there's going to be a few of you who've never done it. You just buy these to decorate for Halloween. And actually they're really quite tasty. And I checked it out on the internet, and they are 8 net grams per half cup. So 16 grams for a whole cup of fresh, raw pie pumpkin. That's not bad when you're talking about an entire pie. Well, I'm going to show you how to do it. So it's a lot easier than you think. Start off with a pie pumpkin. I will turn its face away so you don't see the agony as I hack away at this. And this is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, and that is just taking the top off. The reason I'm doing this is so the steam can be lit out. You could jab holes in it too, but I just kind of like doing it like a jack-o'-lantern. Be careful, just push straight down and work your way around it carefully. If you're worried about it, or if you're young, have someone help you. Or exceedingly old and have someone around. I just don't. There we go. Oh, and look at the pumpkin seeds. I'm saving those because I like to toast them and eat them. So, we'll just pull those right off of the top there. And then we get to reach in. Now, pie pumpkins are strangely seedy for as little as they are. And you just reach in with your hand and pull out those seeds. Actually, this is the fun part as far as I am concerned. I kind of like gutting a pumpkin. There's something perversely satisfying about it, and I've done it just about every year of my life since I was a child. Some people just hate this part. You don't have to be perfect about it. If there's a few seeds left in there, that's okay. You'll get them out later when you cut this up. Now, save those seeds for toasting later. I'm going to cut the little hairy part off of there. So I like to refer to that as pumpkin hair. Put your top back on, and we're going to sit this whole thing in the oven. 375 degrees, as always, for about 45 minutes, and then check on it. Well, our timer's gone off. It's been 375 degrees for almost an hour. And you're going to open your oven up, and you're going to look at him. And there he is. Seems to be sweating a little because he knows what's coming next. We're going to take a knife, and you're going to reach in and you're going to call him by your ex-husband's name and stab him. Ah, and if your knife goes in easily, then you know your pumpkin is done. Now we're going to take him out and let him rest until he cools off, because he's probably a little peeved that we stabbed him, and he'll be easier to handle when he's cooler. Oh no, Grandma's promoting female violence. It's a pumpkin. Get over it. All right, well, now that Keith has cooled off somewhat, he's still steaming. So you let him sit here on the counter, okay, until he sort of like settles down and steams on off and everything. And then you can take your knife and really go to town on him. This makes your pumpkin really easy to, peel and to get the meat out of it. I'd like to use a spoon. You can scrape some of the rest of these seeds and stuff out of here, and the little hairs. They'll come off real easy now. And you're going to scrape that all out. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I'm turn my hand upside down, backwards, and inside out because I'm just talented that way. All right, there you go. See how that kind of comes out easy now and falls apart? All right. Then you can just take your spoon and scoop out. I mean, some people take a knife and peel the skin off. I'm lazy. I'll do some waste here. I don't care. And I'm going to put my good raw pumpkin, as soon as I get it all scraped out of here, there we go, into this thing here. I'm going to put some of it that I'm not using into baggies and freeze it. This freezes very easily so that you will always have some fresh pumpkin on hand. Do not waste those pumpkin seeds. Just take the same parchment paper you bake the pumpkin on. I like to spray it with avocado oil. And then you put those seeds right on here. Scatter them around. Then put a little sea salt or your pink Himalayan salt, whatever kind of seasoning, seasoned salt, whatever you like, pepper, doesn't matter. Put it on your seeds, stick them back in the oven, and bake them at 375 for about 10 minutes, and then check on them. If you want them to get a little crisper quicker, you can put them up near the top of the broiler, but stand there by the oven and peek in the door the whole time or they'll burn real quick. And then you can get them nice and crispy. You'll hear them pop as they start getting done. When all is said and done, we came out with 2.5 cups of fresh pumpkin. And here it is. And I put it into 1 cup portions, which is 14 grams of net carb per 1 cup. I have 2 of them, and I have a half a cup left over. I'm going to do something with that half a cup. Now, the pumpkin seeds have roasted for 10 minutes in the oven, and they're looking quite tasty, and they're starting to pop, so I'm going to turn the oven off. And when they're nice and brown and toasty and everything, then they will be ready to eat, and there's got a lot of good fiber in those. So that's it. That is how to cook a fresh pumpkin. So you have your lowest carb pumpkin, and maybe later I'll show you how to use this fresh pumpkin to make a real pumpkin pie, low carb. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope some of you enjoyed this or got some good ideas out of it. Don't forget to hit like or subscribe if you'd like to keep up with Grandma and all the insanity. I love you all 100 of you now. Be good to one another. Take care. Bye-bye. Pumpkin's an excellent source of vitamin C, and all the carotens, especially beta-carotene, is also a good source of potassium, manganese, vitamin C, and magnesium, which we all need on the keto diet. And don't forget, pumpkins are not only jam-packed with vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients, they have a lot less starch and sugar than related squashes. Squashes? Squashes. Than related squashes, such as butternut or acorn squashes. And the seeds are extremely good for you. Somebody's honking outside. Always.